Good morning, YouTube. This is WhackMed19, and there's whatever gameplay going on behind me. I'm not sure. Let's talk about fall. So it is fall. I can feel it in the air, and I've always thought since I was a little kid that I could predict whenever summer was coming to an end and fall was starting. You say, you know what, haha, it's in September every single year that this happens. No, that's not true. What I mean is that the calendar is specific to the calendar. It goes on anatomical locations and particles of the sun. Not important stuff at all. Or maybe insanely important, whatever. What you feel, how you feel, that matters. See, like spring starts at whatever point, but it can be cold. It can still be winter far into spring. It can still be summer far into fall. And how it feels is really important. The feeling, the smells, the colors that change, that is something that doesn't happen at the same time every year. And you know why? Because the anatomical locations, they only influence it. They don't specifically direct nature as to what to do, when to drop leaves, when to let grass grow slower, so that you don't have to cut it as often. When these things happen, that's things that start happening in fall, and you can feel that. You can feel that in the air. And the first way that I feel it, because I'm in Florida, is the dryness of the air. Every single day. We've had like 8 days over my kids' summer vacation. Now, and they're back in school now. 8 days during the summer where it did not rain. And it's a pretty sad summer vacation because it rained every single day. So dog days is what's referred to as. It's bad for them. I tried to keep it interesting. I hope you enjoyed those episodes. And you can keep up with us on Twitter as to what we do at WhackMed19. But you had this go on, and it felt so humid. Every single day was sticky. Every single day, it just felt so that it wasn't any fun. Now it's starting to dry out. Like the other morning, 2 or 3 days ago, I woke up and I was like, yeah, that's good. Yesterday, the day. I could feel it. I could feel the dryness in the air. I walk out, you smell it, and there's a different texture that you feel on your skin, on your breath. You can tell that the air has dried out, and this brings in a whole new element of how good it feels. Along with that, it's college. No, before I go to college football and NFL football and football in general. What is it that you feel? How do you know that fall is coming in your area? Because there's no way I could be all over the country or all over the world. This is a northern hemisphere thing. I understand that. So maybe you feel springtime coming if you're in the southern hemisphere and you're watching this. Let me know. Definitely you let me know. I don't know anything about the southern hemisphere. I've never been there. A lot of the viewers here may not have. So leave some comments, especially if you're not from the United States. I'm definitely interested in hearing what you have to say. You have a different feeling. And what is it where you are? College football started last night as I record this. It is Friday, August 30th, and college football started last night. Man, watch college football games. Watch some Rutgers. Watch some South Carolina. Watch some, I don't remember who else. Hawaii was playing USC. This is really cool. College football's back. I'm really excited. I'm stoked. Are you stoked? What kind of fantasy leagues are you in? Do you get into fantasy for college football? Do you get into the NFL fantasy leagues? What kind of, do you do office pools? What is it that you do? I'm in an office pool at where my dad works at because I'm just better than all those old folks and I'm going to win. Now last year I won like weeks 1 through 6 pretty much outright. It was pretty handy that I was, or pretty standard that I was right up at either number 1 or number 2 for the first 6 weeks. I do an insane amount of research, and the first few weeks of the season are all about the research you do before the emotion starts getting into the games, and that really screws up the research that you do. You have to be more cognizant of how people played, and there's just way too much football to watch. Even though I do love watching it, there's just more of it to watch than I can possibly take in and still work. And now I'm at school, so there's just too much of it to do. I still always do really well, though. It doesn't take as much research to know what teams are awesome all the time. Alabama, Oregon, Florida State. No, not Florida State. So, what is your team? Leave that in the comments down below. Tell me what your team is. Tell me if it's fall in your area yet. And that doesn't mean there's not going to be another hot day. It doesn't mean there's not going to be another rainy day. It just means that most of those are starting to summer done now. I hope so. I'm tired of the rain. I'm tired of the heat. I'm ready to get some fall football action. Smell that fresh cut grass that reminds you of football practice. That reminds you of Friday night games with your school and your friends. Great times are coming. Thanks. Have a great day.
Guided by the skewer, and only one thing sure.